Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is Eric Ita, and today I'm going to be showing you the very beginning, the basics. So we've got a new dog here. His name is Charlie. Charlie belongs to a friend of mine. And I've said, you know what, Charlie, please come to me today because I'm going to teach you how to learn. So now that's called engagement training. I want to teach Charlie that there is value in paying attention to me and looking at me and giving me all of his attention. And I'm going to reward him for that. So what we're going to be doing here is called clicker training. So I will click, followed by the reward. Now, when I click, I want to separate it into 2 clicks. I want him to understand that 1 click means that I will come to him, and 2 clicks means he will come to me. But hold on. Before we begin, I just want to ask you one question. Are you subscribed though? Have you done it? Did you turn on the notifications? All right, let's begin. So we're making an association to how they're going to start learning what exactly we want them to do. So for us to teach them that there is a meaning to this, we have to associate it to the food or something that they want. So if the dog does not care for this, they'll never really make a good enough association to this. So when you go out to places and you start allowing people to pet the dog, you start allowing people to engage with the dog, it's going to make it really hard for them to start focusing on you and to start building an association and an interest in you, especially out in public. Because we're rehearsing a behavior. If we say, okay, it's okay to go say hello, and then now every time I go to another dog, the dog is gonna go, oh, I wanna go say hello. And then if you're trying to move, and then the dog sees another dog there, and it's like, but you allowed me to go say hello last time, then it creates a kind of a conflict. And so now you become kind of the bad person because you're the one who's at the end of that leash holding the dog. So now the dog starts developing the reactivity problem, which is some of what this is. So that is a sort of a good case of like leash reactivity. That dog is not going to attack when it gets to the dog, but the fact that you're holding it away from going to say hello is what's going to create the frustration. So frustration can be a good thing depending on what we're trying to teach the dog, but it could also be very easily a bad thing if we don't know how to navigate, what that means. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna load a couple of cups here. 1, 2, just to begin. I wanna make sure that he's actually going to eat, and I wanna make sure that he's actually hungry and he's actually excited for this food. There's a thing about German Shepherd type mixes. They don't let you carry them upside down. So this is kind of a good test of, oh, look at that. Look at that. Charlie boy, you know I don't like being licked on the lips. What I want to teach Charlie here is that once I click this clicker, there's some food coming, right? So we're going to go like this. Click, food. Click, food. And it seems like such a simple thing to click and offer food. But we have to make an association that this is followed by that. And it makes it easier for them to start anticipating what this means. Good. Now sometimes I like to add verbal cues because, believe it or not, I do not walk around with this thing, and neither are you. So if you're not able to mark a behavior in a way that the dog understands, which might be using a verbal cue, which in this case would be good or yes, some people like to use free. If you're not able to do any of that, how are you going to mark the behavior? How are you going to let them know? Right? So you've got to teach them that yes means you're getting something of reward, which could be affection, which could be attention, which could be food, which could be even getting let outside the door. Anything your dog considers to be a source of reward. So I take 1 step back and I'm going to mark it here because I want to make sure that he understands that he's being marked for not following me. We start here, good. And we start taking 1 step, mark here, good. And then go back to reward. So the whole purpose of this is to make sure that he understands that I can mark a behavior from whatever distance, and that tells him that just because I've marked the behavior, you don't have to get up. So we're going to use this as a continuation. So we're telling him, I like what you're doing, but keep doing that thing. I like that you're sitting over there, but you keep sitting there. I like that down you're giving me right there, and I'm going to mark it with a... Did you just break the down? Calm down. You mark it, good, and then you reward. Even though the dog has just done something great, even though the dog is really cute, you still want to try to be as calm as possible. So you've got to try to center yourself, bruv. You can't go around getting overexcited when you want the dog to lay down. You can't go around being overly excited when you just want the dog to remain in position. As soon as I start, you see that? He broke his position. That's why you've got to be chill, bruv. I'm going to teach you guys about the yes now. So now with yes, we're going to do something different, okay? I'm going to say yes, I'm going to take a step back, and he's going to learn to break his position just to come get the reward. You understand? So with yes, we're going to invite him to break his position, and then we're going to reward him for that. So that's going to be a lot more fun. We're going to use 2 clicks, and we're simply just going to say yes before we offer the food. So it'll look like this. Yes. 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 And you can see how easily the dog can understand. Yes. Ow. He just flew right into my fingers. Now, it helps to take a step backwards because we're trying to teach the dog that it's okay for them to break their position and come back to us. So I'm going to help him out by simply taking 1 or 2 steps back. Yes. There we go. So we have to just keep doing this until he understands very clearly what the difference is between yes and good. Good. Yes, aha, there we go. All right, so when we're at this stage, now I know that he understands, right? You've seen it, I've seen it, we've all seen it, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to teach him how to go into a down position while he's on the place bed. The best thing about Charlie is that he is really food motivated, so this should be really, really easy because we're just going to use the lowering method. I'm going to lower him off the bed, and then when I get him back to it, I'm just going to go into a down here. Good. And as soon as he goes into that position, I'm going to reward. What I do to get him into that down position so quickly is that I hold my palms like this, and I want him to have to go under to get the food. And when he's doing that, his body will automatically lean into a down position. It's just a trick, and that's a free tip. Okay? All right? Okay. So let's see. Good. See that? Instantaneous. It's not magic, ladies and gentlemen. It's not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. We just have to break these things down so that the dogs understand exactly what we're asking of them. These dogs don't know nothing. They come to us as a blank slate. Now, when I can get 3 solid repetitions, then I know this dog understands it well enough that I can start using the verbal command. So in this case, we're going to use down, we're going to use place. So I'm going to release him with, okay, throw some food there to get him out of the place bed. And now, good. So the thing is that I don't want him to break his down position. So how are we going to work through that? Don't worry, I'll show you. Off. Place. Good. So I mark it, but I'm going to hang on for 2 seconds before I reward. And then I'm going to release him. Okay. And then next time I'll hang on for 3 seconds. And then the next time after that I'll hang on for 4 seconds. Place. And you can see that with the 1 click, he's starting to understand that, oh, okay, that just means maintain that position and I'm going to keep getting rewarded for it. So watch this. This is the moment where it all changes. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to hold on for a sec. You see he goes right back to the last position that was the most rewarding. Okay. That's a simple way to build a more proactive dog. A dog that understands that going into a certain position is the most rewarding position for them to get the reward. Now, let's try this one more time before we give Charlie here a break. Now, at the height of all of this training, we need to end the session. We need to tell Charlie that this is the most fun that he's going to have the next time we come around to doing this again, and we need him to be excited to continue. And so to do that, we have to restrict his access to us, we have to restrict his access to the food, we have to make him want it, we have to make him excited for it, we have to make him, you get where I'm going with this, bro. Okay, sit, good, place, good, yes, good boy. And I'm going to reward him with all of the food, and all of the food, and more of the food, and more of the food, and so much food that Charlie's going to be like, place bed is the place. to be. Puppies will all go through a state of reactivity at some point, so I just want you guys to also be prepared. If you say sit, 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 now he thinks that you gotta say it 5 times before he sits. So you want it to sit means sit, down means down. Say it once, then show him. So sit, like that. Good. Reward. There you go. There you go. Perfect.
Good boy. Good boy.